In our last video here on the fourth commandment, honor your father and mother that it may go well with you, that you might have long life on the earth. And what does it mean? Again, Luther rightly pointing out that we should fear and love God. So out of trust for God, motivated by him, his love, we should fear and so love him that we do not dishonor or anger our parents or those in authority over us, but serve, obey, honor, serve, obey them, and show them love and respect. One last thought that we can uncover here, and there are plenty of other thoughts, so if other thoughts spur you on, you're always invited to go ahead and talk those things through with your family. The fourth commandment reminds us that we all always be under some kind of authority in our lives. Always. In fact, in heaven, we'll always be under God's authority. And good authority is always a blessing for us. It frees us. The best authority, God's authority, actually frees us to become more than we could become otherwise. Apart from living under authority as creatures created to be under authority, there's only destruction. Anyway, the fourth commandment reminds us of that truth, a truth that we will in faith embrace. We're always answerable to someone, even if you become the president of the United States, in other words. That someone is always God. Why is it good to always obey God? How has he proven that he commands us not to harm or burden us, that his commands aren't there to harm or burden us, but to be a blessing to us? So think about that. Ultimately, we've been asking, why is it good to respect the authorities put over us? We found, well, they give life. They protect life. Discipline and everything, even consequences, are there to really promote life. How is that true with God? It's always safe to obey God, right? Think about his commands. So far, we've seen his commands protect his glory, the first commandment. And what is glory? Glory is the honor due someone for what they've accomplished. So if we honor God for what he's accomplished, we're always going to be safe because we're going to be treasuring his creating us, redeeming us, and sanctifying us. So obeying God and keeping him first protects us. Honoring his reputation always keeps us minded that God is a saving God and it saves others. Resting in him, third commandment, is protecting our rest that we need so that we never fall back into this idea that we could earn God's favor, that we obey the commandments to win heaven, earn heaven, a burden that we could not bear and not be successful in. Fourth commandment here, again, he's protecting authority. Why? Because the benefit of living under authority is order, protection, love, care, all that you need is provided, a defense. So why is it so critical to always submit to God's authority? What does he provide by ruling over us? What do we get when we submit ourselves to God? Talk about that as we round out our conversation with the fourth commandment. And I'll leave you with this passage from Ezekiel 18:31-32. Rid yourselves of all the offenses you've committed and get a new heart and a new spirit. Why will you die, people of Israel? For I take no pleasure in the death of anyone, declares the sovereign Lord. Repent and live, right? See how he exercises authority to bring about life and is concerned when people rebel against that authority, because what does it bring? Death. He doesn't want us to die. He doesn't want us to face destruction. Lastly, again, talk about God and his authority over us, which is a blessing, and why. We'll see you when we consider the fifth commandment.